The 1 million subs. If that ever happens, that would be something. Let's do this. And then I'm also going to pop out chat. I think this is fine. Let's pop this. Why is it not tiling? Please. Why? We did all this work to tile. Hey, Klutz, how's it going? All right, one sec. Let's see. Okie dokie. So, once I'm gonna finish this hash brown. So, not much has happened since last stream, which is good. I'm trying not to burn myself out because I've been having a lot of fun home labbing again, which is great, but I tend to go overboard and spend many hours in a row home labbing, and then I'm like, this, obviously if you do something to that extent, you just hate it after. So trying not to do that so that I can enjoy building stuff on stream. As you would. So, I haven't done much here. I'm pointing to my workstation. I haven't done much here. It's still just doing the Debian testing desktop. It works pretty well, except, I don't know, for some reason my second screen isn't tiling properly. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess we'll find out later. What else? Points off screen to thing we can't see. Exactly. This is me pointing off screen. What else? I've been considering where to do my editing from because DaVinci Resolve doesn't work great on Linux. It has a build specifically for CentOS and like Red Hat Linuxy builds. Something about it at the stream. You switched to Debian on main PC. Yes, I switched to Debian on my main PC, which is a pretty big jump, honestly. I mean, at the end of the day, like a desktop environment's a desktop environment, So it's not that big a deal. It's just there. It tiles and it gets out of my way, and that's really all I want out of a desktop environment. And then I want things to just work TM, right? So Debian with GNOME is about as close to it just works TM as you can get on Linux. But with DaVinci Resolve, I'm thinking because TrueNAS works really nicely now, I set up mounts on my MacBook, and I might do my editing on my MacBook, which gets around the codec issues, because the DaVinci Resolve installation for Linux doesn't come with a bunch of codecs, and you can't cheat that very well, as far as I've read. So there's no like injecting it with with codecs or something like that. Which means I have to record exclusively in like 2 codecs that work really well, but they're massive. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play test editing on my MacBook and see how that goes. Which, I'm not stoked about, because I want to do everything on Linux if I can. But if this makes my life easier, then it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also curious to see how performance is, because I have a MacBook Pro with the M2 Max chip, which, is a pretty powerful machine. But I also have an NVIDIA 5070 Ti in my main machine. But I don't know how much DaVinci Resolve is actually taking advantage of that, given drivers and codecs things that I don't fully understand. So that's all fun. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dixie says, I've been busy. Explored OpenSense, OpenWorks, labbing with WinServer and Active Directory. Ooh, that's interesting. I've never played around in the sort of Microsoft ecosystem. How's that going? Hello, Northern Chimp. How are you doing? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just don't want to deal with the codecs issue. I could I could buy DaVinci Resolve Studio, which is like the license for their full installation, and that comes with the codecs even on Linux. But even on Debian, right? Like you here, let me show some stuff. Like, oh, okay, yeah, because really, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing today. Okay, so if we look at DaVinci Resolve. Also, there's a DaVinci Resolve YouTube integration, which is super exciting for me because just make anything I can do to make things easier is a huge win. Like, life is busy. I don't got time for all this shit. Any way I can make my workflows simpler, I'm doing it. As long as it's not like crazy unethical or something. But yeah, okay, where were we? Right, so installations, free download now. They do Linux, right? But Linux, when they say Linux, they don't mean like, hey, we support a plethora of Linux distros. What they mean is we support exactly one Linux distribution, and like I don't know anyone who runs CentOS at home, so I don't know what's going on with that. Did they not get the memo that CentOS isn't cool anymore? I feel like that was, it's a big deal. So that's happening, right? What is going on? Why? All right, we're just going to plop this over here and throw it on screen 6. And then you'll just see the behind the scenes. Not even a flat pack. Yeah, there's probably unofficial flat packs. But, I mean, I don't know how much I trust. Like, I haven't played with flat packs and containerization of applications that much. My understanding is it's a really, really good idea technically that has not been solved yet, right? So there's a lot of issues with like, oh, my Flatpak wasn't able to reach these particular things. So I'm not ready to make that leap. I would, especially on Debian, I would rather use all Debian packages as much as I can. And this is frustrating because, like, why do I have to do this hack, right? I have to do this hack to get to translate their CentOS Red Hat Linux version to make it Debian-y. And like, why do I have to do this? Debian-based distributions are the most popular distributions on the planet. This doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, I'm gonna playtest editing on my MacBook and see where that goes. What are you going to do? Blackmagic is a bit of a weird company. I've used their ATEM Mini Pro, and it's got some... What is that? That sounds cool. Hey, Plus, how's it going? What is this? Introducing low-cost multi-camera live production with advanced broadcast features. Tight. Oh, this looks cool. So it's like a Stream Deck. Is that what I'm seeing? Am I... What is all this? This is... Wait a second. This could be interesting. Self-contained broadcast quality switcher. Signals includes both a control panel as well as connections. The front panel includes... What is this used for? Okay, because I'm seeing... I mean, I've got network. I've got tons of ports here. Okay, hold on. This could be something that I want. Oh, this could be very good. Huh. Edit live production with separate ISO recordings. Well. Wait a second. Wait until he sees the price. Oh, God. How much? 500 Canadian. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna buy one. Probably. But given that this is kind of my main hobby and occasionally it makes money, it's not that bad. Like, I can't do it right now, but there is a world where I pick one of these up and I also maybe pick up DaVinci Resolve Studio. So 500 isn't insane. Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's. This is a fun topic. I was thinking 5K. Oh God, yeah. No, if like, there's no way I'm spending $5,000 unless I'm like a professional YouTuber. For 500, if I got a video that popped off and I could like use that money to pay, then yeah, then I would do something like this. On Mint, VS Codium, oh, I can just overlook. On Mint, VS Codium is available in the regular app manager, but as soon as I tried to run Node.js, I hit that resource access wall. Yeah, exactly, right? So I haven't been vibing with Flatpaks. I'm sure there are some like great use cases. And I'm excited about what do they call them? Not atomic operating systems. They call them something else. You guys know what I'm talking about? The ones where it's like the entire sort of operating system is immutable operating systems. Also, are you guys seeing weird lag in my camera? Like, it's not smooth. You know what I mean? Is that not smooth for you guys? Like in OBS, it looks real bad. But I don't know if it looks that way in the YouTubes. Is that jittery? Let's try it. It is jittery. See? Okay. So, my fans are perfect because the AC is noisier now. That's good. Small jitter. Yeah, okay. So, all of this comes down to, I would love a device that I can hook into a machine that is built to be compatible with all of this stuff. Like, as much as I love being on Linux, content creation just does not work well. No matter where I go, no matter what system or distro I'm on, something goes awry, and it's just extremely frustrating. Like, I can't justify these purchases, but I would love to have just like, I don't know, a Mac Mini plopped over here that I do my editing on, that I do that acts as my stream machine. So I have my Linux machine for actually doing stuff, but then I have a Mac for the broadcast and for the video editing and all of that jazz. 'Cause it's just like, I don't know, so many things constantly going wrong, and you got the Apple ecosystem tailor-made for this stuff. Like, it sucks, but there it is. Like, why am I getting jitter? Why is this happening? I didn't get jitter on my Omarchi setup, did I? So what's going on with all this then, right? Why? I don't know. Maybe my bit rate isn't high enough. I don't know. What if I set it higher? Did that help? Can't tell. I'm going to try not to let this bother me, but it will. So expect this stream for me to pause multiple times to go, why am I jittering? And we'll just all have to live with that because I'm a little bit neurotic. Okay. So what are we planning on doing today? Let me put this over here. Oh, that's cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're all good there. What are we planning on doing today? We are planning... Hi, what are we talking about? We were just talking about the pains of content creation on Linux. It's been troublesome. What is this? If this were Windows, you couldn't tell. On Linux, theoretically, you can tell. I don't really notice it, but that's good. Try not to let it bother you. Good luck, my son. Why Nathan's jittering? Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. One of these days, I'll improve the setup, but like, I really doubt it's bothering anyone but me all that much. It will bother me if I make YouTube videos, though. Like, if I'm recording and this is what my video output looks like, I don't think I'd be able to live with that. Can I do this? See? Oh. Are we getting no jitter? This is my jitter dance. Too much caffeine, yeah. If I remember correctly, it wouldn't read the path. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this seems no jittery right now, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, whatever. Yes, so I have been thinking about backups, right? So I've been thinking about backup systems. That's like, hey, Oliver, how's it going? I've been thinking about backup systems a lot because, well, 6 months ago, I made that video about how my Homelab died because I didn't set static leases on my for DHCP, and that led to Kubernetes going kaboom, and then I had to fix everything, and that sucked. Now, we're sorted on a lot of that stuff. Like, we've got our static leases, we've got nice IP ranges going on. My dad and I have even talked about how, like, we're setting IP ranges so that if we want to connect through Netbird and stuff, that's good to go. All of that's really quite well and good by now. I've got my UPS connected as well, which is great. So, I could chill out a little bit, but I'm not gonna. So there's a couple of backups and stuff that I want to do, right? So I want to set up Proxmox backup server. Shout out to Dad. Hell yeah. So we're going to do Proxmox backup server. I'm going to do some Ansible stuff because Proxmox backup server is going to back up virtual machines, right? So that's great for the Docker hosts that I'm planning on running as virtual machines. Home Assistant, I can back up that way because that's a VM. Couple of things I can do through PBS, right? Proxmox backup server, PBS. Okay. But there's a bunch of hardware devices that have config files. Does your dad watch the stream? He does. He's here. If you see Dave Laundry, that's my dad. I refer to him as Bud. So, all right. So, we've got a couple of devices that I want to get I want to get their configs, and I want to get them regularly backed up, right? So, the way to do that, luckily, a number of these devices, they're nice open source devices. They're treated as appliances and all of that, right? So, full legal name, yes, indeed. I put mine up there too, so. But anyways, we've got a couple of devices. They're open software that are designed to export their configs nicely, right? Like TrueNAS exports its config nicely, OpenWrt does, OpenSense does, and for my desktop, I think I'm going to try to do a little backup stuff. Am I in focus? I'm in focus up here, right here. So I can just export Etsy, right? Like that makes sense. So I think I'll probably do that. So, but we need a way to do those backups. And the way that comes to mind is Ansible and some cron jobs. So I'm thinking so we'll need an Ansible control device, right? Something to live on the control plane, or to be the control plane, I guess. And then the last component of this whole thing is, I can't believe this is the official term. Speaking of full legal name, the full legal name for network UPS, something with a T, is NUT. And I'm going to need to set up a NUT master. Which is just like, there's no way you can call it that. That's just like, our profession is going to get clowned on if we keep naming things like this. But here we are. And so I thought, I've got this extra PC. I've got an N95 mini PC, and I've kind of been enjoying the fact that my network has a couple of hardware devices. Who named it? Yeah, exactly. Has a couple of hardware devices, and each one serves its own purpose. So we have the NAS, which does storage, right? We have the i7 mini PC, which does compute. That's Proxmox. We have our OpenSense router, and that's routing, right? And then I was thinking about having an orchestration machine that does the Ansible stuff, Proxmox backup server, and NUT. So figured, what the heck? I've got the machine. I'll throw it all on that, and there you go. That's a machine. Explain and export Etsy for a dummy. For sure. Good question. So, if we let's right? Like if you go here, this is where most of your Linux box's config lives, right? So a good example of that would be, let's go to apt. Oops, cd apt, right? And then if we do, let's just do this, right? You can see it's got my apt config files. Whoops. So if I go sources list.d, it's got a bunch of extra sources, but also my main sources. And having this config backed up is kind of nice. Oh, the GNOME setup coming along. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't think I'll fiddle with it too much. Like, in my ideal world, I don't have this annoying top bar. But whatever. Why not Etsy Keeper to a Git repo and back up the repo? You're right. Why not do that? Why not do that? It hadn't struck me. Like, I hadn't been thinking about it. I forgot. We had somebody new last week who was quite helpful, who mentioned Etsy Keeper as well. I just haven't looked into it that much. But that does sound like a really good idea. But then I'm also thinking about, before I can start doing my backups this way for Etsy, I would have to be self-hosting a Git thing, and it's gonna be a little while till we get Docker running, because we still have like harden the Docker host. We still have backup stuff to do. We've got a bunch of stuff before we get there. Not that I'm in a rush. Like, I really doubt my Debian workstation's gonna explode before then. And I'm not even that concerned about backing up my workstation. I'm trying to... You guys ever hear the phrase, cattle not pets, for computers? This is something I'm trying to take to heart with workstations. So the idea is, it like mostly applies in sort of VMs and infrastructure, where the idea is like, don't get too attached to a particular server. Treat them like cattle, not like pets. So you should be able to get rid of them at any time and get more, and they should be interchangeable, unlike a pet, which you love. So listen to 4 or 5 weeks ago, Nathan, where the content was above the infra in the doc. The content was above the infra. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we've got infra above content. We are sort of all in on sort of building something resilient. All right, I am using the script invoking iNotifyWait on /Etsy and to .gitignore for Etsy Shadow for a while, but Etsy Keeper should be out of the box, as far as I heard. As long as my script works, didn't bother. Okay. Come on, harder. Who could clown on that? Yeah, exactly, right? So, yeah, we might as well get down to business. Oh, I haven't set up a view for this yet. All right. What do we test bench? So we got to set up a test bench. Can you guys all still hear me while I configure this? I bet you can. What do you mean test bench is already? Oh, interesting. You can't name a source. Okay, test desktop. That should be the right one. Looks great, doesn't it? Huh? We'll just power this on and see what it's even got. And then... Welcome to Grub. I think it's just a Debian system. I mean, that's usually a good bet. Like, ho-ho! Welcome, friends. Like, if I've got... Oh, it's Umbrel! Cool. And let's do a little transform edit. And we're going to crop. Okay, probably not going to crop like that, huh? Like this? Maybe a little bit more. For the... Come on now. Don't be like that. Don't be like that while I'm like this. Okay, awesome. So yeah, this thing was on Umbrel. I'm just gonna do the usual stuff of trying to flash a USB, probably failing. Only God knows why, and we'll take it from there. So here we are, and yeah, we're on to Proxmox backup server. Open source enterprise backup solution. Download. Backup server. I don't think I'm hardcore enough to manage my own mail. Like if my internet goes down and then I miss mail from like tax collectors or something else, I don't know. That just ain't it. Like I don't want that in my life. So I don't want that kind of pressure. There is a community script. Proxmox backup server community script. Are you saying I can install Debian and then just do the community script to install? Oh, okay. Not Ventoy. Yeah, I keep having problems with Ventoy. So, yeah. I don't know about all that. It's frustrating because I really like the idea of Ventoy, and then I have problems. I like C script. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to throw this on hardware. I know it's a waste, but I mean, I've got the machine. I like the physical separation. So I'm going to be doing it on this machine. I have no other uses for it. So, and it's like sipping power, so I don't mind too much. I know I'm a little wasteful. Couldn't bring myself to host a password manager. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, okay. In the Proxmox video to install Proxmox backup server. Do I virtualize it? Okay. Hear me out on my rationale. So, I know I can virtualize Proxmox backup server. I also know if I do that, I can run that as my Ansible control node, no problem. Right. And the last thing is let's call it the nut controller. The nut controller. The last thing is I do want a device that's physical okay. Let's not do, what's that phrase? Let's not do an XY problem. Okay. So what I'm afraid of is I'm thinking about my shutdown order of operations should probably go something like virtual machines, then Proxmox, then TrueNAS, right? Because many of the virtual machines, well, everything's mounting from TrueNAS. So if TrueNAS goes down first, that sucks. If Proxmox VE goes down first, then my VMs haven't backed up, or haven't shut down gracefully, right? So if I run the nut controller from a VM, then my order of operations gets weird, right? Because I want to shut down my VMs first. I could leave that VM last, but I'm still like, it doesn't feel clean to me, right? Because I would have the nut controller shut down last. I could put the nut controller on TrueNAS, but I like that storage is just storage. So this is why I'm thinking of just like having this one physical device to do a bunch of orchestration, like a control plane device. Are you virtualizing Proxmox in TrueNAS? No. Proxmox is on its own mini PC. So that's why we're going this route. I will note right now. Okay, so the question is where the shutdown event is really handled and where the logic resides. In my case, I let Home Assistant do it. So nut is the HA add-on. Right. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because your Home Assistant is virtualized in Proxmox. Is that right? If so, how do you gracefully shut down the Proxmox host? Does it matter? Am I overcomplicating things? I'm very open to sort of suggestions. Yes. Okay. Yes, I am overcomplicating it. Okay, so let me see. Home Assistant, just press the power button and pray. Hell yeah. Home Assistant, nut. Home Assistant invokes scripts and uses SSH to shut down stuff. Why not? Why would nut be anywhere other than the Proxmox host? Why would nut be anywhere other than the Proxmox host? No, the yes was about virtual Home Assistant. Okay. The yes was about virtual Home Assistant, right. Because I have more physical devices to shut down. So my NAS is physically a different device than my Proxmox host. So sorry, I'm getting lost in the thoughts now. Why would it be? Yes, so I have options just innately, and I'm trying to consider them. The yes was about virtual Home Assistant. Okay, yeah. So, so that brings my question in. Invokes scripts and uses SSH to shut down stuff. So you can shut down all of the other VMs, but Home Assistant, I guess, Home Assistant would. The Home Assistant VM would then have to trigger the shutdown of the Proxmox host, and then you're kind of hoping that Home Assistant gets shut down cleanly, right? Does that make sense? You shut down your home server? I think my current uptime is 6 months. I don't want to shut down my home server. I'm planning for power outages. And I want to make sure that if a power outage happens, all my stuff shuts down in a graceful order that lets that makes sure that nothing gets corrupted. Okay. Home Assistant just provides a way to automate the process when triggered by network UPS tools. Oh, interesting. Okay. The network UPS tools integration allows you to monitor and manage an uninterrupted power supply, a power distribution unit, or using a NUT server. It lets you view the status received. Yeah, this integration cannot communicate directly with a UPS or power device. Okay, so I need to put the NUT server somewhere else. Okay, NUT event, Home Assistant automation, exec things in order, like shut down things, power off Wi-Fi plugs. At the very end, shut down the node it's on. Right, okay, that makes sense. So you're mostly just using Home Assistant, like this configuration, or this thing, so that power off Wi-Fi plugs. And every physical device is set to boot at power on so that it's coming back when I'm not at home. Right, okay. Yeah, that's one of the things I need to do. That event, Home Assistant, automation, exec things in order, like shut down things. Okay, at the very end, shut down the node it's on. It's not, yeah, you should therefore configure the NUT server with a static IP address. That's all well and good. So where are you running? So I see your diagram starts with NUT event, right? Do you have, where are you running the NUT server? Is that just on PVE? I live in infra area of my power grid, so it doesn't so it doesn't go off before my laptop battery dies, or at least I'm really hoping. You know, that's one of the fun things about using old laptops as your home lab is they kind of have like a built-in UPS. Okay. Nut server equals HA add-on. Oh, okay. So I've got network UPS tools. Oh, we're just looking at my face. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we've got this, and I'm guessing I was looking at this Home Assistant integration. Is there a 100 on my PVE? Okay. I'm assuming then there's a nut server HA add-on. As server on my HA mini PC and have it connected via the USB. One-click install for the nut server, still config to do, and some weird restriction for usernames as far as I remember. As far as I recall. Okay. Are we talking about this one? Is this the same Home Assistant thing? Integration or add-on? Or are add-ons and integrations different things? Why not just run nut on a Raspberry Pi? Because I don't have a Raspberry Pi with me. That's what it comes down to. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing. I have a little N95 mini PC, which is what I was planning on using for a bunch of this stuff. Yeah. I should have been productive with school today, but instead I just configured Hyperland for scrolling, and I haven't even set up a bar or managed XDG defaults. Even messed my sound trying out Neri. Home Assistant UI settings apps. Ah, okay. What is my Home Assistant right now? And will I find a way to dox myself by doing this? Okay, throwing this over here. I can see chat over here. We're good. There we go. UI settings apps. Okay, yeah. Thanks, that tech guy. That does sound like the approach I think I'll take. See that UPS just... Oh, I haven't updated in a while. Okay. Well... Okay. I'm just going to go this route. I'm just going to do this. I may regret this in the future, but this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the physical device. We've downloaded it. We're going to run it. Okay. Do I have... No. Been doing Homelabbing for about 4 years. Oh, cool. What's the state of your home lab right now? What are you most excited about? Okay, I think we're just gonna do this. Where's my guy? SDA. So I think I can do a sudo dd. Oh, let's go into my downloads first. And yeah, we're looking at the right version of me this time. So I'm gonna get I'm not gonna update Home Assistant while I'm in the middle of stream, because that sounds like a great way to upset myself and spend the rest of my time fixing that instead. Okay, so we're in downloads. We've got Proxmox backup server. Okay, and we're gonna do this. dd if equal. Oh, let's just in case. Path if equals path. Where's my guy? this one. OF equals /dev /SDA status equals and we're gonna let that chug for a bit. Excuse me? Is it just done? Well, that never happens, does it? Weird. I'll take it though. And I'll remember to do a sync this time because, you know, that didn't go. That seemed to be a problem last time around. That sync is taking a while. This is weird. This is weird. It feels wonky. You know what I mean? Like, why is that taking so long? Can I eject my USB? Why did it write so fast? I have a lot of questions, you know? Like, that just feels weird. How do I check how big a file is from here? Do I have Claude? Can I do a Claude-P and go, how do I check how big, wait, I think it's in quotations. How do I check how big a file is on the Linux term? When sync takes some time, you needed it. It is flashing buffers. Okay, see, that checks out nicely. Okay, a little Claude-P action is very, very helpful every now and then. That did not give me file size, did it? Oh no, there it is, 1.5G. Okay, cool. ls-lh, yes. How am I going to remember that? What's the, so like if I do an ls-l, what do I get? Oh, H for human readable. So L for long, H for human readable. Awesome. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I have my biggest assignment yet due though. 15 to 20 about special relativity and have written almost nothing. Special relativity. That sounds like fun. About 2 servers, one for bulk storage running TrueNAS. Hey, I'm with you. And another running Proxmox that hosts all my LXCs and VMs with 10 gigabit networking. I also have a local AI server, the Minius Forum MS-S1 Max. Damn. Okay, we've got a very similar setup. Yours is much more impressive, though. 10 gigabit. I can't afford the switches and the gear for that, but very cool. Yeah, I just migrated over to TrueNAS, and I've got Proxmox on my compute. I'm considering some local AI in the future, and I've been looking at the MSS1 stuff, but it's a little out of my price range for now. Long equals human. Yes, perfect. Okay. The 2 servers I built use real server equipment, so they have ECC registered RAM, lots of CPU cores, and plenty of PCIe lanes. That's awesome. That's so cool. I just aliased ls-al to always use ls-alh because when I do, I want to be able to read it. Yeah, that's fair. All right, cool. Our sync is still going, so I'm going to make sure that it goes. Maybe that's part of why this went so fast. Something strange happened, and now we're doing this very long sync. What can we do in the meantime? I don't know. MikroTik 10 gigabit Ethernet switch, 170 euros, not that bad. That's not bad at all. 3K when I got it was 2.2. Yeah, that's pushing. I definitely can't justify that in my setup, but it sounds really cool. 170 euros, that I could do. Let's take a look at those actually. Am I on the right screen? Yeah. I think you've recommended MikroTik a number of times. Yeah, I don't have 10 gigabit for anything. Oh, they have a MikroTik Canada. Woohoo! Yeah, so I'm probably not getting this one. Probably not. But I'm sure that let's not do price high to low. What the hell? Who's like, can I get the most expensive one? Can you show me only the ones that will hurt my bank account? Why would that be the option? Gigabit reverse PoE. Huh. Okay, if this is the Canadian site, why are we in US dollars? That seems a little silly, don't you think? And RTL 8159 base 10 gigabit Ethernet USB 3.2 adapters are about 70 euros. Ooh. Okay. Oh, Canada. Doesn't have to be Switch. You have a tiny setup, couple cards, and a little DNS. I've definitely been in need of my Switch. Like I've got 8 ports on my main Switch, and they're one sec. All in use. Yeah. And that was, I think, definitely the cleanest way that I had that configured. Your cases are pretty good. Whoops. I haven't seen this before. Oh, cool. Once I go one day I'll go rack mounted and see. Can we see your pile of computers? I would totally show you, shamelessly. But I don't have any cameras hooked into my streaming setup that I can actually bring into the closet. So, unfortunately, no. It's the same thing with LTT being a company I can literally drive to, yet all its websites and videos are in USD. Yeah, right? Also 3 feet available space in front of an electrical panel. Okay. Okay. Cool. How are we doing? Our sync is done. Excellent. So I want to do a TLDR on UMount. How do I path to device or file? Okay. So let's do UMount, and I think we can do a dev SDA. Perfect. So now we should be good. So, let's see. The cheap MikroTik. Okay, you have a cabinet there. Oh yes, yes. You can see that in the background. Yeah, I mean, that's living in apartments in Toronto. There's nothing you can do about this. Like the alternative is my girlfriend doesn't have a desk, right? And that's not really an option. She needs a place to work, and so do I. So, yep, we just move that whole assembly if we need to access the electrical panel. So that's cool. It's great. It's great. I definitely love Toronto. You definitely can have stuff in Toronto. So let's go test bench view. I like that it's just a little bit smaller. You guys seeing this? Is your girlfriend gonna drop a YouTube channel? Probably not. She's a little shy. I think she is planning a Substack at some point because she has a lot of interesting thoughts. Obviously, like doing her PhD, she has a lot of interesting thoughts on things she'd like to write about a little bit more publicly than research papers, right? But hasn't yet gotten to it. Anyways, all right, so what if we make me a little... now I'm big. Power this on and see if I can remember which buttons... Oh, awesome. That's working quite well. That's weird. So, graphics are working fine, but my Keyboard. My keyboard. There we go. Okay. Graphical. Someone actually educated on Substack. Is that legal? Yeah, right. One of my big... I have a rant about this. It's not entirely original because I've seen other people rant about this. But I keep seeing people who either are legitimately neuroscientists or claim to be neuroscientists publishing like wellness content. And I'm like, I don't think you get to claim to be a wellness expert because you have a degree in neuroscience. Like, those are different things, right? Now, you might be an expert in the neuroscience of wellness, and that, you know, that's applicable, but you don't just get to claim that you know everything there is to know about how to be well as a human because you have a degree in neuroscience. That's just not how that works. Also, I find it extremely distasteful when somebody claims to be a neuroscientist, and they don't actually have a degree, like they have an undergraduate degree in neuroscience or something like that. Like that's not being a scientist. If you're not publishing research regularly, you're not a scientist. You're somebody with a degree in a science. That's different, right? Like, I am not a computer scientist because I have a computer science undergraduate. I'm not even a computer scientist with my master's degree. I did publish science once, right? Twice or three times, right? So, but like, I'm not actively practicing as a research scientist. I would never put on my stuff like computer scientist. I did while I was doing science, but not now. And it just feels scummy, right? You're like kind of faking, what would I call it? Faking authority on the matter. And that's not cool, man. It's not cool. Okay. So the GUI installer like actually needs a mouse. And I'm out of USB ports. On this device. So I'm just gonna power this off and power it back on and do the non-GUI installer. Oops. Second time's a charm. Music scientist here. Hell yeah. Right? It's like, I'm not crazy, right? My mom has a science degree and she gets so pissed at people who do this. Yeah. Like, and rightfully so. Right? It's kind of the same with being called a software engineer when I didn't actually take the proper engineering test, but that's what everyone calls it now. Yeah, I agree with that too. I always found the engineering title a little weird. Now, there is a difference between engineering and the level of accreditation you get in Canada versus the States, as I understand it. I could be wrong. But engineer means something very specific here in Canada. Like, you did an accredited engineering degree, you have an iron ring, you were forced to take a bunch of like hard STEM courses, even if they weren't relevant to you. Like, if you did computer engineering, you still took chemistry in university, right? Because it's just part of engineering at all. And so I don't like calling myself an engineer, but my official title is research engineer. So what are you going to do? Yes. Canada. Oh no, you're all gonna see my email. No, I don't care. That's fine. So Proxmox backup server, I think this is gonna be, because I've got, all right, let's poke at my notes. Bare metal. Okay. So I've already got 10 for Proxmox, 11 for NAST. So we can do the Proxmox backup server on 12. And that's fine. Gateway address, DNS server address. Yes, these are all fine. And this should be 16 because I have both those octets, right? I'm not crazy here. That's a /16 because I'm reserving 10.20 for my dad's network. So I'm in 10.10 and then all of this is available to me, so that's a /16. Right? Yeah. Yep. Host name PBS local domain? No, that's lame. What do we call this? So we have Proxmox and NAST. What's this guy? Oh, I mean, okay, so he's responsible for Nut, Ansible, and Proxmox backup server. There's got to be like a clever quip there, right? Anybody got thoughts on that? What do you know about engines? Next to nothing. First year at UVic and UBC, you have to do generalized engineering for a year before you can pick up software or biomedical or whatever. Yes, exactly. Didn't take all the classes to become a proper engineer, but it's still in my title. Yep, same. Not sure about others. Yeah, they make noise and exhaust gases. Yes, I know about that. Combustion happens at some point, you know? Probably. Maybe not anymore, though, because electric? Who knows? Okay, what do I want to call this device? I need a name. Huh. Okay, guys. We need to band together for this. What do we name the backup /orchestration/control device? Can I do... Is there a way for me to do polls? Whoa. Don't stereotype engines, yeah. Let your viewers weigh in. I don't have any ideas yet. What do we call this thing? There's got to be something. I'm looking for like a pun. So what's motor near for the electric motors? What do we call this? There's no way I can't come up with anything funny. I'm not calling it PBS. That sucks. The device sounds like the last resort. UPC backup. Call it Papa Roach. Yes! Oh, that's so good. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay, awesome. I mean, I guess... I haven't decided how I'm going to handle, like, FQDNs. Proxemic backup is funny. I'm just going to go with .local for now, but we'll have to figure that out later. Okay, sweet. That's on the way. Call it Papa Roach. That's good. That's good. You should put a side profile webcam next to the main one on the main screen. Yeah, that would be nice. But then I would have to buy another webcam. That reference just swooshed me. Okay. So the band I think is Papa Roach, and the song is called Last Resort. It's a fairly dark song, but it's funny. Sorry if you're muting the stream for 3 months. Have to listen to the song now. But yeah, that's funny. I would play it, but I'd get DMCA'd. So we're not going to do that today. But you can search it up yourself, and then you'll get the reference. Boom. I think it was like a really early 2000s or late 90s song. Would your camera not do it? Oh, you mean like here? So like if we go this, add existing camera. Ooh. Boom. Look at that. You got two versions of me at once. Wait. Okay, let's do if I crop on one, right? Does that work for everything? No, it is just this. Cool. Transform. We got double the Nathan. Which one do you look at? I don't know. Which angle do you think is most flattering for me? Like, this is all about me, right? Pro stream. Oh yeah. And then the Nutmaster cam. This is the well, I can't show you the box, but there you go. Okay. So I think first things first, we need to configure this for SSH, right? That's the big one. So let's call it routing, storage, compute, backup strategy. Is that where I'm storing this right now? That's not what I want. No, this is an actual summary of my backup strategy. So what I want is add a new file directory. Yeah. I want, let's call it control node. Nut, Ansible, Ansible. What's the last one? PBS. Okay. Yes. I don't know why I was doing that, but whatever. Control node. We'll get an LLM to fill some of the details in later. IP 10.10.10.12. Hostname Papa Roach. That's good. That's really good. GUI 10.10.10.12 at 8007. Hardware N95 mini PC. Okay, must dip now. It was good hanging out. Hope to catch you again next time. Thanks for dropping by, Klutz. Have a good one. Are you going to host Olama? Maybe one day. I'm not in a rush. I need a third camera from behind me. Oh, yes, we need top down as well. Of course. OS, PBS, Proxmox backup server, which, much to my delight, is really just Debian. Okay, so let's do this. Purpose, run Ansible for backing up configs on hardware devices, right? We want also, why did I copy that? We also want Nutmaster, yes, for VMs and things. Right? This device does orchestration and control node stuff that other devices, that these operations didn't feel at home on on another device. Okay, awesome. Are we doing notes? Oh, I'm so bad at switching my screens, man. Here, let's maybe throw this down here, and then maybe I'll remember. Maybe. Oh, interesting. It tiled this time. Pro streamer with all his cams, right? Boom. So this is cool. And we'll say, like, what did I do? Steps. Setup process. Install from ISO. I'm not gonna flesh that out. And configuration. So I want to do, let's do like basic config. I don't know. Set up SSH. The big thing is I need to be able to SSH into it, and I don't think at any point we turned on SSH. So we're going to do all of that at some point. Papa Roach, what's the Proxmox backup server default account? I'm going to assume it's just root. Yep. So I can do a system control status SSH. Is that right? Ooh, it's running. Oh, really? Debian runs OpenBSD's SSH? I mean, I guess I don't see why not. Get hacked. Haha. I have 0 ports open. Nice try, guy. So, admin password. Okay. See, and this is why I should never forget to do a little tmux, you know, because sometimes I want to do one of these, and then I forget. Root at 10.10.10.12. Yes. Excellent. Okay, cool. So we're SSH'd in. I don't have to do any configuration for that, which is, I mean, truly as God intended, right? Never mind. It just has that running. Tight. Okay, so that means I don't need my stream on that one, and we can go back here. Do a fast fetch in the Proxmox backup server. I don't know what that means. What exactly does that do? Okay. So I don't actually know a lot of Ansible. So that's step one. Step one is figure out some Ansible stuff. Mostly orchestrating backups. And we can do a... Where is it? Backup strategy? Backup strategy. I can go file. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Like NeoFetch. Ah. I don't... Fast fetch? Fetch? Yeah. No, it's not going to be on there. Let us see the hardware. Okay. Apt search. Well, I guess we can do it. Let's start with an apt search and apt upgrade. The usual jazz. I wonder if that's the correct way to approach this on this stuff. I also need to turn off the... okay, we found something that we need to fix. Replace enterprise repositories in apt. So this is a common thing. Oh, I don't need these. This is a thing that needs to be done on Proxmox things. PBS... Or let's just do Proxmox enterprise repository. And I think we just switch them to community. I think that's all that needs to be done. Is it no subscription? FastFetch is currently maintained fork of NeoFetch. Oh, is NeoFetch no longer maintained? There's Enterprise. No subscription. It's just download? VE test. Okay. Download instead of Enterprise. Well, let's pop down into cd etc/apt, and we're just going to do a clear so you guys don't fall off the map. Is this the new Debian 13 style sources? I'm not doing anything without Vim, man. I'm not doing anything until we get Vim installed. PBS Enterprise. Right. So sources.list.d. So I probably don't want that to continue to be named PBS Enterprise. So we're going to do a move sources.list.d PBS, and we're going to go sources list.d PBS no subscription dot sources. Is that what it's called? No subscription. Yes. Okay, great. So we're going to move it, and I'm going to practice some sed. So I'm just going to make my life easier, and I'm going to do a sed dash I. Yeah. And we're going to go s/enterprise download. Is it downloads or download? Do I have to do a /G? You do in Vim. And then I have to tell it the file, right? You should be able to turn off enterprise repo in the web UI. Yeah, but I can do this. And that makes me feel smart. .list, .d. Yes, but fair shout if this is maybe not the right way to go about it, if this is going to be like problematic. Is this right? Oh, tell me I got it right. Tell me I got it right. I'm the best. I'm the best. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's great. That's great. So we're going to go ahead and do... I'm going to head out now. Actually do schoolwork, hopefully. God bless spring break. Good luck with the config. Thanks, Oliver. Have fun. Good luck. Sed is a command line tool that allows you to replace text in place. So if you don't want to open up Vim or whatever your text editor of choice is, you can use sed to replace text quickly. It's very powerful, and I often forget to use it. So I move at c apt sources.list.d pbs enterprise sources, yeah, to let's see apt sources.list.d. And then it's I moved it to no subscription.sources. Nice. And then I did a sed-i s/enterprise download g pbs no subscription.sources. I'm happy I remembered that. That's actually a nice little win for me. Components pbs no subscription. I have this one. Components. What's up with components? Cool and very smart. Thank you. I would say let's hope I didn't break anything, but I don't really care. SSL connection failed. That's weird. We're going to take a look at that in a second. I love the scrolling. There's something that feels very Linux when I see this, you know? I feel like I'm doing hacker things. NeoFetch is officially dead, but still fetches fine. Interesting. What? Huh. Okay. I mean, I honestly didn't expect that. Okay, so I'm going to rerun this just to see if we got that same errors. You have components PBS download. Oh, okay. See, so I went in here. I checked the no subscription repository, right? We recommend to... I should listen to that. Okay, Proxmox sources. Yeah, okay. And then, components. That part. I missed that. Okay, so let's move it into Proxmox sources. So we're here. We're going to move PBS no subscript. Yeah, we're going to do that. And it's going to be just proxmox.sources. Boom. And then we're going to do another sed. Read the fucking manually, right? Yeah, my bad. I mean, nice catch. Okay, so PVE no subscription. It was prior PVE enterprise. So we're going to do another sed. And we're going to... Oh, yeah, because now it's PVE download. Okay. So it would go like this. PVE download... and it should be PVE dash no subscription. PVE dash no subscription. G. And prox sources. Whoops. Cat. Oops, PVE. It's not PVE. We're on PBS, aren't we? Huzzah! Okay, awesome. So, enterprise download. So, whatever. Yes, enterprise. PBS. And we're just going to move this back over. Proxmox. Okay, tight. We'll do a little boom. Shell action. Ah, yeah. Okay. We did an apt update. We did an apt upgrade. We are good, right? Yes, we didn't have problems. Papa Roach is roachin'. Okay. Is that a bad word? I don't think so. So, what's the thing? I mean, I can't set up Nut from here because good old Papa Roach isn't actually, it's still on the test bench. So I can't do a bunch of the configuration for that yet. What I can do, we can do a little bit of the Proxmox backup servering, and I think I want to do Ansible prep off stream because I know next to nothing about Ansible. I've used it before. I honestly mostly LLM'd it, so naturally I didn't learn anything. So that's a note to everyone. Don't rob yourself of learning opportunities. You'll just end up having to do it later. Okay, so I know nothing about how Proxmox backup server works. So we're going to pop in. This should be 12, and the port is 8007, which I put in my docs. So I'm not going to forget, which is nice. I don't care. I haven't set up HTTPS things yet. Boom. Yeah, I'm not subscribing. Oh, you can do S3 endpoints? Does this work with Backblaze too? Okay, let's chat about my backup solution real quick. So right now, I've got TrueNAS, right? But obviously you need an offsite backup, and I've been heavily considering Backblaze. Now, I'd rather not use S3, but I'm assuming Proxmox backup server, when it says S3 endpoints, means S3 compatible endpoints. So that's kind of cool. I like that this is a thing I can do. You know what I mean? Shell, storage disks. Yeah, tape backup, data store. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to need to do. Right? Because we got to mount our NFS stuff. Now that'll be nice and easy. We've done that plenty of times before. Right? What is a data store exactly? Local. S3 tech preview. Interesting. Removable. Oh, that's cool. So if I do this, boom, S3 endpoint. Oh, that's really cool. We've got. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Give me a few seconds. Oh, wait, we don't have BRB yet. 1 second. We need this, right? I don't have this. CD projects. I don't have a projects directory. Oh, right. CD projects. Did I get this? Oh, no. What do I need? Our BRB screen is ASCII-Aquarium, and it's failing right now. And I don't know what I need. Can't locate term animation.pm. Can you explain nice part? Which part? Oh, yeah, over here, I'm just admiring that I can choose various different data store types. That's really cool. I like that the prune options are really nice. So if you have a number of, oh, no need to be sorry at all. It was a good question. I like that there's a way to, from the GUI, define how many backups to keep and like what the time scale is for that. That's just nice. Building in the remote thing, the S3 thing is that's pretty sweet because it means I can do remote backups super easily. My game plan was going to be NFS mount so that I could have on TrueNAS the data set that stores my configs and things, right? And then this is still over my head. Fair enough. Backups are their own beast, and I'm still learning them too, so don't worry too much. But basically, let's actually see if we can. I'm not a scientist like you. Let's see if I can explain this well. It's because it's a good test of my understanding, right? So there is a hard drive in this machine that's running Proxmox backup server. Love PBS. Hell yeah. Right? And so that little hard drive is what runs the Proxmox backup server operating system, which is really just Debian, right? I do the NFS mount to TrueNAS. It works amazing. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, that's going to be my game plan. Okay. Yes. So I have that hard drive. And that's one option for where I can store my backups. So I've got Proxmox VE. That's where I have all of my virtual machines, right? Now, Proxmox backup server allows me to quickly and easily back up those virtual machines, right? But we have a number of places where we might put those backups, right? You could put it on the machine. Let me see if I have like a physical device that I can help explain this with. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this and then this. Oh yeah, we're doing a demo. Okay. So here is our example Proxmox backup server computer, right? This is the actual physical node. And in it, I can't crack it open. Oh well. In it is a hard drive that runs the operating system, or that stores the operating system, right? Now, we could, as one option, back up to that hard drive. But that's not a particularly good idea, because it's just one hard drive. It's probably running XT4. That's beside the point. It's not very well backed up if you're running it on just this hard drive, right? Now, we have a device dedicated to being reliable storage. Let's call this TrueNAS, right? TrueNAS has a bunch of hard drives set up to be redundant and safe and secure, and TrueNAS itself is kind of good at being reliable storage. Now, what I want to do is say, from the Proxmox backup server, the machine we're calling Papa Roach, I'm going to connect TrueNAS. I'm going to connect TrueNAS to Papa Roach, and then Papa Roach, this Proxmox backup server, can back up directly to TrueNAS, right? So instead of storing here with our unreliable data or unreliable storage, we're storing here where we have very reliable storage, right? That HDD is worth something right now. Yeah, I know, right? It's only 1.5 terabytes, but it's still probably worth something. Right. Okay. So that's cool. That's one thing, and I like that a lot. Now we can do that from the local thing. So if we jump back into our GUI, let me know if this is landing with you. If it's not, I'll try another analogy or metaphor or whatever. So local lets us store here on Proxmox backup server, Papa Roach, or with some extra configuration, it lets us store to TrueNAS, right? That's great. Now, the thing that I'm really hyped about, right, is the fact that, let's look over here, we have S3 Tech Preview. Okay, what the hell does that mean? Let's jump back to my face. S3 is Amazon Web Services is it block storage? Object storage. I'm not going to explain that to you. Imagine Amazon S3 like Google Drive, right? It's just, you can put a bunch of files on it and you don't have to think about it, right? But it's somewhat more private, you know, supposedly. Now, when you're backing things up, you want to have a local backup, but you also want to have a backup somewhere else, because if my house burns down, right, it doesn't matter that I had my TrueNAS storage here. The TrueNAS storage here on in my house is great for if a hard drive dies or something like that. But if my house burns down, there's a flood, something like that, I'm still screwed. So what do? You back up to some sort of cloud provider. Now, of course, that takes some work, but if I can just back up to S3 or S3 compatible, what this really means is I can back up to some cloud provider that's reliable directly from the GUI. That's really, really nice, right? Now, you're probably your next question is, aren't we doing all of this self-hosting stuff so that we don't have to rely on cloud services? Yes. So what's the difference between this and just using, so integrated in PBS? Yes, exactly. What's the difference between this kind of cloud storage and using Google Drive? One, this cloud storage is usually cheaper, right? So that's cool. Two, it's usually more private. Like, I don't think there's any guarantees that Google Drive is not reading your stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure they're very open about the fact that they read all of your documents. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I do have a very strong bias, right? So take note of that. So generally, there's a couple of these services that are fairly cheap. You can get like a terabyte for $6 from Backblaze, right? They integrate really nicely, like this, right? Like this option we've got here. And through TrueNAS, I can encrypt a data set before I upload it. Now, that's also true of Google Drive. You could encrypt your stuff before you upload it. But TrueNAS and the integration makes it really nice. So from TrueNAS, I can encrypt a data set. It's always encrypted. I keep my keys. I'm not going to explain that part right now. And then I can automate my backup procedure to my cloud provider. So I'm backing up. My data's encrypted. They can't read it. And I still get the benefits of cloud storage if my house burns down. Ta-da! And I've done an explanation. How'd we do? I felt like that was pretty good. You know, it could have been better, but you know, this is my first try. Okay. Whew. Where are we? Okay. Oh, yes. We were going to fix ASCIIquarium. Because I needed to pee. It's the truth of it. And I actually don't know how any of this works. So we do have a little bit of work to do. Ooh. Well, I don't think our backups are going to be that big. But there is a question about backups being on their own traffic. I know Proxmox, Ceph stuff tends to want to be somewhere else. But yeah. Personally, I struggle with getting automatically backups. Yeah, TrueNAS has helped a lot. TrueNAS is really quite nice with its integrations and things. And I'm just like early days still. Okay, so we're at a crossroads here. We have two options. One, I can fix ASCIIquarium so that I can go pee. Or two, I just tank it and try to figure out Proxmox backup server. Nah, ASCIIquarium BRB sign is like a hallmark of the channel. I need to fix that. What is going on with this? Can't locate term animation. I mean, congrats! All right, let's try this. Laptop came with me. I'm glad I could be a part of that. Really? I can't do that? CPAN, agree to everything but do nothing. Then CPAN term animation. Yes. Then do nothing. Okay. And then this. I know nothing about what this is. What is CPAN? Linux CPAN. Installing Perl modules. Is CPAN like Perl's package manager? Webcam cover on. Woohoo! Wait, where's my BRB? I think Figlet didn't run properly. Perl's package management. Yeah, okay. Figlet not found. Okay, I'm missing Figlet. Pearl's pip 3, yeah. There's my BRB text. All right, let's see if this works. Unable to open font file. Okay. So we're just missing this font. So let's just do this. That'll do for now. Woohoo! All right, that's pretty good. For the love of God, just go pew. No. It's not that bad. I need to make sure be right back works, guys. Come on. We have to have standards. How do I full screen this? Almost there, guys. Trust, it's not that big a deal. Stacked, focus on hover. Keyboard tiling. Where's my full screen guy? Is it? No, it's gonna be here. Window swaps, resize, move. Really? I guess it's appearance. Super X, focus. No. Is there no full screen as a shortcut? It's interesting. What is the solution for? That's not like full screen though. I want to full screen it. GNOME full screen. Yeah. What, like, toggle shift super F. No. F11. Huh. Interesting. Whoa! I didn't know that was a thing. If I look up how famous physicist Tycho Brahe. But I want my full screen. Is that so much to ask? Like, what is this? This isn't full screen. Come on. Windows is Alt Enter. Yeah. Windows. If only I were on Windows. Although, I suppose I'm pretty happy I'm not. Why? All right, whatever. We're close. Restart the app. No, it's not the like, I just need to full screen the terminal. Okay, whatever. This is close enough for now. Whoa. Oh, things are being wonky. Whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? There we go. That was strange. Oh, something is going weird with my tiling window manager. Forge is a little glitchy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Then it's very full screen. Okay, that was weird. Anyways, we'll make the shortcut later. Ask Aquarium. Cool. I'll be right back. That's good enough for now. Control Alt F1. Okay, where are we? I'm back. Okay, so we have like 20 minutes left, and I think the coolest thing we could do is just figure out how Proxmox backup server works in the most basic sense. Proxmox backup server, getting started. Is there like a quick tutorial? There's installation. I know how to install things, even though usually it takes me about 3 tries. So, backup storage. Cool. Comes with a set manager disk initialize. Interesting. Storage disks. I mean, we only have the one storage disk on this. Now, I suppose a reasonable thing to do might be to just configure FS tab stuff. Relieved? Relieved indeed. So we could go, let's, oops, nope. Let's go here. Mounting NFS stuff from TrueNAS. So that actually needs, we need to do some TrueNAS things. So, nope, I don't need that. It's TrueNAS admin. Right? Boom. Okay. So, from here, we're going to create a new data set for configs. I'm just going to call it under small boy. We're going to create a new data set, and it's just going to be called backups. Generic SMP. This is generic. Advanced options. I don't think I care. And backups is going to be all of my configs and things. Yeah, dash mount NFS use mount point as path on a local data store. Yep, that's the game plan. So we have this. I guess we go shares, show all. These are existing ones. We're going to add one from mount small boy data backups. Okay. Config backups, PBS, etc. Is it snapshots or just one backup? I don't really know. I haven't read anything on PBS yet, so I'm going to have to do that. 10.10.10. I just realized I've set all of my TrueNAS shares to 10.10.10 /24. Snapshots blockwise deduped. That's fire. That's so good. So my dad actually won't be able to access any of this yet. So once we do all that, I'll have to set that up. But that's fine. Okay. Cool. So this is good. So now we're gonna do TrueNAS, and we're going to go over here. We're just going to go back to Etsy. We're going to do a show mount -e 10.10.10. Backups. Awesome. Okay. Now, I don't exactly remember what my things are, so we're going to do a sudo vim etsy fs tab. I'm just going to yoink one of the... Oh, I should have done that with NeoVim for clipboard things. Okay, sudo vim. I don't need to sudo. I'm already root. Can I do one of these? Yikes. No. Where is this copied right now? What clipboard is this? I don't think by default it's yoinking. Yeah. I don't want to write that all out. Okay, fine. TrueNAS backups data set. One thing for later, since it's blockwise, swap partition /files kind of suck. Adding dedicated swap volumes to VMs and setting them to no backup is a solution. Swap partition /files. Okay. what happens? What do you mean can't open for writing? I'm root. And I don't have sudo, because of course I don't. Oh, I'm dumb. That's all. That was silly. Okay. Okay. True NAS backup status set. Swap changes a lot without having any sense in a backup. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So it's not that it'll like, it's unlikely to cause a lot of problems. System dot idle time out. It's unlikely to cause problems, but it's wasted stuff and could cause problems in weird cases. Is that right? Don't I already have timeout? Ours. Oh, okay, this'll do. Is that right? All right. And it's just a mount dash A. Okay. That should have failed. I don't have anything in mount. Right? That straight up just doesn't exist. I mean, backups is empty, so I can't even really tell if that worked. From TrueNAS, I hate how aggressively TrueNAS signs you out. Give me more than 5 minutes, man. Okay. It's on. Is that right? Am I missing something? Is that what the problem is? DB workstation. Open read only. There's my workstation. FS tab? I didn't write down my FS tab. That's annoying. If it's NFS share sized, it's mounted. CD there and df-h. Oh. Okay. Mount backups. I set mine to damn 30 minutes timeout on lock-in. This doesn't look mounted, does it? Oh, I didn't do dot. PBS root. Dev mapper PBS root. Available. Yeah, this doesn't look right. This does not look right. The dot. Yeah. Yep. This definitely doesn't look correct. I don't know what's up with that. Did I miss something? Let's pop over to my notes. And we'll do let's just do a grep for mount dash A. Yeah, I do a mount dash A lot. So what did I miss? Yeah, not mounted. Right? Let's try the exact same thing on my workstation and see what happens. So if I go over here and we just grab this guy, right? And this is come on, backups on TrueNAS. right? And then we go data, and the only difference is this is called backups, right? Everything else is the same. Although there's a bunch of things that I have on here that I didn't have there. Correct FS tab. Yeah, it might not be. So let's go over here. So what do we got? I'm saying NFS 4, no fail, net dev, no auto. Now, interestingly, these are colored different, but I don't know if that matters. Oh, wait a second. I don't have a... Wait, no. No, that's fine. Wait, is backups an NFS share on TrueNAS? Yes. I just created that. And if we do a show mount -e, we do see it. So that's good, right? Right? Oh, no. I don't want to do this. Oh, I just want to foreground. All right, this looks... Okay, let's go section by section. IP is correct. Path is correct. Oh, path is correct. I tab, mount, backups. That's correct as well. The directory exists. NFS4, no fail. Net dev, no auto. Xsystemd auto mount. Xsystemd.idle dash timeout 600. Version 4.2. Yep. Protocol is TCP. Whatever hard does. Timeout 600. Retrans 5. And I skipped the sizes. I don't, like, this is... I don't exactly know what effect that has. I really doubt that's the problem, but let's see if I eat my words. 1048576. Yep. W size 1048576. No 8 time. Oh, and connect equals 4. No 8 time. Okay. Systemd wants a daemon reload on FS tab edits, but not sure if really needs or just needs attention. Okay, we could do that. Is this it? Is it system control? Okay, it is a system control thing. Mount -a ls, and then let's do a df-h for here. Still doesn't look particularly mounted, does it? So, what I'm going to do is I've got this over here, backups on TrueNAS. It's got the exact same configuration. We're going to do a sudo system control, do a daemon reload, and then we're going to do mount -a sudo mount. I didn't make the directory. Is bang to repeat things not a fish thing? You forgot the equals on W size. Well, that'll hurt. Cd, let's see fs. I don't need to sudo vim at cfs tab. I'm also in the directory, which might be causing problems. Right? Mount, backups. And mounts don't change password, same local inode, so you'd really have to cd ... and c. Yes, okay, good. I was right about that. That's nice. It's nice when I feel the rust kind of shaking off and I'm kind of picking up. Okay, yeah. So let's go mount backups. You know what? From TrueNAS, I keep fumbling over my fingers. Let's, from TrueNAS, just throw something in there. Where's the shell again? System shell. Do I have a tmux? Okay. And we're going to go here, data, backups, okay? And we're just going to do file. So now the file exists, which means if we're mounted correctly, we'll have some evidence of that fact. So yeah, it's not mounting correctly. Interesting. It's not mounting correctly on my workstation. Isn't that weird? Mount small boy data backups. You're holding it wrong. Darn. Slash mount slash backups. Yeah. Okay. Sudo vim etc fs tab. Backups. Mount backups. This is literally copy pasted, right? It's literally copy pasted. So why not? Vim file.txt. Hello. Just in case that matters. Are you serious? Sudo vim file.txt. I suppose I don't need to do that, but okay. So there's the file. We know our data sets. We know our data set exists. It's NFS shared. Manage NFS share. It's open. We're seeing it. It's just not mounting correctly. Why? We did the daemon reload. We did a mount -a. And we're not getting it. Isn't that bizarre? Let's do an explicit mount. First, TLDR umount. What's umount for? It's recursive path to mounted directory. So let's do a sudo umount. We're here, so backups. Backups not mounted. Tight. Syslog messages on Papa Roach. Hadn't thought about that. Okay. How do I do that? Syslogs? Is there a syslogs/messages? What does mount-av say? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Ignored. Lots of things were ignored. That's what it says. Interesting. Are you mounting the PBS backups in your TrueNAS? I'm mounting the TrueNAS share to the PBS machine. That's what I'm doing. So the other direction, if I understood you correctly, cd/var/log grep nfs sys grep fs alternatives apt btmp d package or messages. I don't have either of these here. I wonder what it's done. Huh. Journal? Just journal? Journal is a directory. Okay. Yeah, I don't have just a syslog here. Last log? If you have none, journal control. Okay. Started NFS, block layout failed. Open pipe. When was that? That was... Okay. I need lines, priority unit. build in 2 days. It's March 16th. We might have to tackle this again next week. I'm coming to the end of my time streaming. File root image since until. Okay. Oh, a classic. You are missing NFS comment. Oh, come on. Seriously? Install NFS. That's embarrassing. Wait, no. Okay, it's already the newest version. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Right? Because I wouldn't have been able to do a show mount, right? And it's failing on my workstation as well. So that is unlikely. Okay. Like, yeah, this is strange. Already mounted proc boot. Why is mount-AV giving me ignores? Right? Like, is anything working? YouTube's working. So it's not ignored. I did just create this file though, right? So if I go to, not apps, but shell, mount small data, backups, file.txt is here, right? And my other mounts are working correctly, but this one isn't. I don't know. Okay, why not just use the GUI to mount the NFS share? Which GUI? Do I have a GUI option? Does Proxmox backup server have a GUI to mount? I'm not familiar with the GUI. I'm a little bit more familiar with the command line stuff because that's what I've been doing. But yeah, also check permissions. Could be, well, NFS permissions look good, right? On TrueNAS, over here on shares, we have this guy, right? Showing up. What is NFS sessions? 10, that's my YouTube one. Oh, cool. Client ID address confirmed. Seconds from last renew. That's kind of cool that you can do that. Tom Lawrence has a great, also check. Okay. All right. We'll tackle this again in the future. Or maybe I'll figure it out off stream. But good progress. Okay, mediocre progress, to be honest. not the most productive stream of all time, but we got Proxmox backup server installed. We took some decent notes. Weird NFS mount stuff. I might just do a reboot and see what happens and try again. Anything else? But yeah, then we'll take some time to do Proxmox backup server stuff, Ansible and Nut. So it's probably going to be at least the rest of March is kind of us setting this up. Should be good. Okay, gang. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you next stream. Goodbye. Goodbye. Weird though. Normally when mount fails, it will error. Yeah, right? I know. I don't know what's going on with all that. That was bizarre. But I don't know.